Okay, hello everyone. We are from group 38, and now we will present our embedded system laboratory mid-semester project called an odd or even marble game. Okay, next slide. Okay, so let us introduce ourselves. My name is Sanditya Larope Sutanto.
My name is Edrian Budiharsono.
My name is Naufal Aulia Amanullah.
And my name is Mufty Putratama Sumarto.
Okay, next. Okay, so now I will explain about the overall overview of the game in a form of flowchart. So initially, the player and dealer have each 10 marbles, and then the player will be asked to input an amount to bet, uh, d- and then after the player input the bet, the player will guess if the marbles that the opponents are holding is it either odd or even. If the guess is correct, then the dealer's marble will be subtracted by the amount of the bet, while the player's marble are added by the amount of the bet. If the player got it wrong, then the opposite will happen. The player marbles will be subtracted, while the dealer's marble will be added by the amount of the bet. And then after that, the program will check if either the players or the dealer's marble are equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, the round will start again from the player will be asked to input the amount of bet again. But if one of either the player or the dealer have 0 marbles, then the one that has marbles more than 0 will won the game, and then that's it. The game will end. So now let's talk about the code.
Okay, for the code, firstly, we are going to declare all the integers that we need to run the game smoothly. There is digit 1 and digit 2. Basically, it is for the user input. And then we have text 1 until 13. This is for the user interface. And next for the code, firstly, we are going to declare a macro. This is a macro text display. This macro is used to display a text for the user interface. Next, for the procedure, this procedure is used to process the user input into a BCD form. So yeah, in this procedure, we use roll or rotate to rotate the higher AH so that it can be added to AL. And next procedure is player marbles procedure. So this is to generate the starting marbles for the player, which is 10 marbles. And then next is computer marbles. Is basically the same as the procedure before, but this is for the amount of marbles for the computer. And then we have a procedure to generate random marbles for the computer to choose between odd and even. And then after that, we have a procedure for choosing between odd or even for the user. Next, for the main code itself, this is firstly we are going to display text 1 and text 2, and then we are going to call procedure player marbles and procedure computer marbles. And then for the starting point, there is a marker there. We are going to call text 3 and initiate the random generation for the odd and even. The next code will be explained by Naufal.
Okay. So this is the calling the procedure for the generating a random amount in odd or even number of the marble for the computer, and then we going to the bet here. This is the the point bet. So this call bet in is calling the procedure for the user to input his or her bet to bet the amount of the marbles that computer have, and then after the user give their input, and this code is checking the amount of the bet input. So it is used to the to check if the input is equal to 0, it will jump back to the input bet here and ask the user to give another input. And then the second check is to checking if the input is equal or more than 11. If it is equal or more than 11, it will jump back to the bet and ask the user to give another input. And then we also check the marbles, because this thing is to prevent the user to give bet more than his or her available marbles. And then the next one is the code to prevent the user to give bet more than the computer's available marbles. And then next one here, the guessing point. The user will guess the number of marbles that computer has in their hands, if it is odd or even. So this will call the procedure for the user to input either option 1 or option 2. The option 1 is for odd, and the option 2 is for even. And then after the user give their input 1 or 2, it will going to be checked here. This check tree is to prevent the user to give input 0. So the user can only input 1 or 2 here. And then the next the next code here is check for it is to prevent the user give input more than 2. So if the user give more input than 2, it will going back to the guessing point here. And then the next one is the processing the user answer. So we use the comparison here. So if the register CH and DH is equal, it will jump to the win marbles. So the this mean it means that the user answer guess the right answer. And then if the value in register CH and DH is different, it will going to the lose marbles point. So which means that the user guessed the wrong answer. Okay, and then this is the win marbles here. The condition if the player gets the right answer. So it will add the amount of player marble by the amount of the bet placed before. And then after that, checking the result after adding the marbles to prevent displaying wrong number, such as like here, like 1, comma or etc. And then it will continue to the subtract the amount of computer's marble by the amount of bet placed before. So, and then after that, it will display the current amount of the player's marble after it being added, and then display the current amount of computer's marble after being subtracted. And then this is the condition if the player gets the wrong answer. So it will add the amount of the computer's marble by the amount of the bet placed before. And then it will also checking the result after adding marbles to prevent the displaying wrong number. So it will display the correct result, not the abstract result. And then subtract the amount of players marble by the amount of bet placed. So okay, this is the subtract code, and then it will display the amount of the current amount of players marble after being subtracted, and then after that displaying the current amount of the computer's marble after being added. And then after that this code is to decide if either user or computer has 0 marbles. It will end the game. So if the user has 0 marbles here, it will jump to the stop point. It is here, stop point, which will end the game. It means that the player loses the game and the computer wins the game. And then this process 7 is to prevent the user's marble below 0. So basically, there is no minus value that has minus value of the marbles. And then process 8 is to check if the computer has 0 marble. If the computer has 0 marble, it will jump to the stop, which will end the game. If the computer has a value of marbles, it will proceed to the process 9. And the process 9, it will check to prevent the computer's marble is below 0. And then if the user and the computer still have the marbles, it will jump back to the start where the user giving its bet. So it will going back to this line. Will going to this line start here until the user or the computer has 0 marbles. Okay. And after this, we will present the demonstration of our code.
Okay, right now I'm gonna demonstrate the code that we already discussed before on emulator, and then we must make sure that it can be compiled and emulate before we go to DOSBox. Okay, now I'm gonna share to you all in DOSBox. So yeah, okay, so you must first of all must find where the file is, and then you could use a direction and see the file. Right here is my marble, and as you can see, it can be start. Welcome to Alt People Marble. Let's jump to it. First of all, if I want to bet 5 marble, and I will think it is an odd, and then yes, I'm choose the right one, and then I want to try another. Right now I'm a bet little less than that. I will try 2, and I think it's even. So yeah, I'm correct again. So I'm feeling my luck today, and I will try 3, and I will press even. Oh, see, so right now in this round, I lose the money I bet. So I don't give up, and I will give 6 marble to bet again and bet on odd, and it's lose. Okay, we're back and 1, and then that's all. I lost all my marbles on this round because the computer's marble I misguessed it. So it is end in here, and it can be start again. So basically this is the end of our program. So thank you for playing, and see you again. Okay, so basically that's it, the presentation from our group. about our odd or even marble games. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.